he's cool, but he sounds like a giant tool. He calls himself the toxic lord. He'll ramble on and make you bored. He rambles the fuck on. Welcome to the Low Bar Show. They have no knowledge to bestow. We hope that you can stay away, 'cause this stream is probably a mistake. Welcome to the Low Bar Show. Woo! Whoa, to the Low Bar Show. Don't shoot him, we need him!
Mayday, mayday. We've been compromised. The pilot's a hitman.
Yeah, I swear I made the new intro and stuff. And we had
I like how you already had bottom shelf sitting there. That's going to tell you everything you need to know, folks.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Hey Nix and Procto. Yeah, so I still have my my Regal Cup. I still like Regal, and it's still 2025. Lord Toxic. We shouldn't never talk about stuff pre-game because I want to get his initial reaction, how he felt about the film, and I already know how he felt about the film, and it's not good. But
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, unlike a lot of the other YouTubers in our circle and other people's circles, Blue Collar and I, even though he lives in New York and I live and work in Kansas, we actually have each other's phone numbers. Yeah, make of that what you will. And I actually called him on the way here to the office where I do my podcasting.
oh god,
and just told him, dude, this is bad. Like, so, but do you want me to like give you have more you want to say before, or do you want me to give the breakdown of what the movie's about? 'Cause you're gonna have to circle at home regardless.
I would say just like Wolfman, guys. Our intro is 4 minutes long. That's probably more than the plot deserves, and I can't see us doing more than 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to make a good, genuine, at least 20-minute discussion, but I'm pushing it, and
We're gonna make a good faith effort, but guys, you're asking a lot out of us to flush this turd tonight.
all I can say is I didn't know walking into this that Mel Gibson directed this, and we both would agree to anybody watching this that Mel Gibson has been a fantastic director. So Mel Gibson, I mean,
Till now.
yeah, till now, but yeah, Flight Risk, and as you talked about like a month ago, if you watch a trailer, I mean, the trailer seemed kind of fun because Mark Wahlberg is just like he's not playing Mark Wahlberg, and it seemed like he was having fun by the trailer. I mean, look, and the whole like this hair is whatever doing it stuff, and yeah, I mean, I could probably tell you the entire movie in about 30 seconds, but if you want to start it off, go ahead.
Okay, so for the uninitiated, Flight Risk is about a U.S. Marshal played by Michelle Dockery, who some people might know from Downtown Abbey. I know her from I think it was called Bad Intentions or something like that, where she plays like an ex-thief. I think that was like on a TNT show, and she was really good in it. I've never seen Downtown Abbey because I am a heterosexual. However, I am aware of the fact that people are into that show and they do like it, so that's cool. And I'm sure she's very good in it. She is a British actress, and she does an American accent very, very well. And in fact, when I do get to the very small portion of what things I like, it'll be her performance. But anyway, so she's a U.S. Marshal. She's tracking down a felon played by Topher Grace, who is like basically he's one of those bookies or bookkeepers for the mob, basically.
Yeah.
You know, the nebbish, we've seen this character 1,000 times, and we've seen the tough U.S. Marshal female 1,000 times. By the way, the amount of female U.S. Marshals in this country is infinitesimally low. So, like, the fact that you've seen it, Karen Cisco and all these other, like, it's so low, it's crazy. But we'll get to that. But anyway, so she tracks him down in Alaska, knowing that he has been greenlit by the mob, to which he says, well, I can give you guys information. I want to cut a deal. They get a deal cut. The only way that they can get back to the mainland, for people who don't know, from Alaska, is you got to take a puddle jumper, and he's got to get back over to whatever, so that she can get legitimate transport and transport his butt where he can be debriefed and, you know, be valuable, give up whatever information. They get a pilot, and then in the course of the first, I want to say, like 30 to 35 minutes. I mean, I wasn't clocking it exactly.
I was clocking just because I like making timestamps. Honestly, the entire reveal is the first 15 minutes.
Oh, it's 15 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me. I'm sorry. I get a little disoriented because of all the previews and stuff. But anywho,
Yeah.
And just like, and I'm not giving away any spoilers, although we're going to spoil it anyway. But
Yeah.
'cause there's no point. But the fact that you know, Mark Wahlberg is in fact the baddie in this is it's already been, you know, well done in the trailers. There's my spoiler alert down below if you want to pull it up, whatever. But I mean,
Yeah, I got
that's already
mine,
been spoiled in the.
I mean, it's the trailer, guys. He's the bad guy. I mean,
He's the bad guy. So, but he is also a pilot. He's playing probably the first non-Mark Wahlberg role that he's played since like Fear in 1996.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want to have some fun with the movie, the only fun you could maybe have is if David from Fear grew up and he didn't actually die in the end of that movie, and he grew up and this is the guy he grew up into. Like, if you want to like do that, then maybe. But he plays this unhinged hitman for the mafia, and you know, once it's discovered and the U.S. Marshal gets the better of him after the witness is wounded, Topher Grace is wounded, then they come into the dilemma of, well, now who's going to fly the plane? And that's basically most of the premise. That's about 90% of the premise.
I mean, 99% of the fucking film takes place in the plane. This right here, this is 99% of the film is this right here, the three of them.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and like it's a weird thing because Topher Grace, so you can tell by the trailers, guys, probably that he looks down and he sees the flight tag because everyone has it must be displayed at all times. He looks down and sees that the Mark Wahlberg's character doesn't match the flight attendant or the actual pilot, and but of course he's like this all chained up. So okay, what can he possibly do? Plus he's not a fighter anyway, and so he's just trying to hint to her, like he's trying to like signal her, like, hey, something's going on, but she doesn't, she's like,
yeah, because she's a woman and she doesn't listen.
It's like, it's like, shut the fuck up back there. I'm not listening to you. And I'd say, within the first 20 minutes, she, through her powers of deduction, she figures out, well, there's small things like he's got some blood on his neck, and he reaches over and you see like blood on his arm, and she's like, huh. And she's, what was it? She mentions a person's name that he shouldn't know, and she basically figures out that this guy's full of shit. So, and then, I would say this is the first 20 minutes. After 20 minutes in, what she does is she hits him with a taser. And I mean, you know more about tasers than I do. She holds that taser for a good, like, what, fucking 2 minutes, like that, and hold it and shit. And he goes down, and of course, and she ties him up. And like you said, now the problem is they have no fucking pilots. So he's all tied up right there. And I mean, what else we say, Wes? Jesus Christ. Like, it's just, I mean, I guess, like, the biggest problem I had with this film is the big reveal and big plot is in the first 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, now what do you do? Like, if this guy, so he's a hitman that's been hired by the mafia to take out Topher Grace's character. Once they're up in the air, why wouldn't he just pull out a gun and just like bang, bang, end the film? Right?
Why indeed?
That's the first thing. I mean, because it's like, I mean, I could see if, like, say, the first hour was like a build up and attention to like understanding it. But we figure the first 5 minutes is Topher Grace being in a shitty motel. She arrests him, and they get into the fucking plane. But like, it's just like, this is a hitman for the mob, and they're trying to take him out. And he comes out. He's, besides a knife, he's unarmed. So okay. But like once he gets into a fight with her, actually, well, yeah, he gets into a fight with her, he overpowers her, shocker. But he's basically bragging about it, and that's when she wakes up and gets a drop on him and tases him. But you would think that, and I'm no hitman by any fucking means, but if you're a good legitimate hitman, once he knocks her the fuck out and she's unconscious, you think he would go into her pocket, take out her gun, and blow her brains out because he doesn't need her for anything. He doesn't need her fucking fly a plane. And if you want to kill Topher Grace's character, so you kill her, kill Topher Grace, you push the bodies out the fucking plane, put the plane on autopilot, and go about your day. Like,
I mean, I guess we're supposed to be led to believe that he's such a sick wacko that he wants to SA her so bad that he's not ready to unalive her at first, maybe.
Yeah. That part, I mean, in a trailer, at least like the trailer, it seemed like it was interesting because he wasn't being Mark Wahlberg. But in terms of like the plot, I mean, it's just there. It's okay. He's got bald spots. I guess it's to make him seem more creepy, but like, it's just, yeah, he's bald in some spots. I don't know. It just didn't do anything.
But the bald spot thing is not a bad idea. I mean,
yeah,
if you want to make your guy that, is supposed to be the sexy guy usually look weird because he's going to play a villain, then that's not a problem. However, had I written it, I don't know. I mean, I'd have probably had somebody that's actually going bald or something like that. I mean, someone who can play menacing and because it looks fake. It looks like ridiculous. It looks like SNL. It looks like he's doing an SNL skit. That's how fake it looks. On top of that, I think it would have worked better if that's as if Toxic was writing it. Oh, okay. Hang on one second. We're going to take a quick pause to talk about our potential sponsor that we don't have yet. Blue Collar, how did you get your Regal Cup and see this movie tonight?
So I do have on my phone. Look, I have a new iPhone because I'm fancy with iPhones, but I have my phone. Yeah, I have a Regal. It's Regal Unlimited app, and hey, look, actually popped right here. Like also in this film, don't see this film in 4DX, guys. Trust me. It says see Flight Risk in 4DX. No, don't do it. But I do have Regal on my phone, and Flight Risk. It's maybe the only one positive or Toxic is that the film was only 90 minutes.
It is a very slim down movie. It's also more slim down if you walk out of it. By the way, score one for this is the first movie Lord Toxic has walked out on in 2025. Hey, Boosh, what's happening? We're just about to flush this turd here.
We're about to give our ratings. Once we rate the film, then we'll do that like maybe 5 minutes of this. But Boosh, I mean, us talking for 20 minutes about this movie is more than it deserves.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, this is Boosh said the trailer spoiled it. That's the problem is that entire spoiler, Boosh, is in the first 15 minutes, and now you have another hour of like, okay, like they knocked him out, tied him up, and of course he's gonna eventually find ways to get out and then get retied up and get out and re-get tied up again. Anyway.
Somebody in the chat said, imagine Walton Goggins playing this, and I agree. That could have really worked.
But then
it could have worked a lot better. Also, I mean, listen, I get what they were trying to do here, but have sexy Mark Wahlberg play sexy Mark Wahlberg in this, right? Be super charming, be super cool, and like have the U.S. Marshal be kind of horny for him or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, he's like, hey, what do you when we land, do you like lobster fishtail or, you know what I mean? Like, have it do that. And she makes a mistake and then he flips a switch and all of a sudden he goes into assassin mode. That's how I would have done it. I also would have had them be more realistic. U.S. Marshals do not work by themselves. This is not the Old West. They don't do that. They work in teams. At a very bare minimum, it's partners. So if she'd have had a partner with her, then maybe that person gets killed like right off the rip. And then that builds a better dynamic or something like that. But there's so many, like you can literally drop Lizzo through the huge plot holes in this film.
He actually Topher Grace from that 70s show.
Yeah,
like he had a couple of chuckles in my theater just because he's being Topher Grace, and he's just like he's this unironic, nerdy guy saying smart ass comments. That's it. But yeah, he's the friggin' whatever. Or sorry, Boosh. He's the fucking the accountant for the mob, and yeah, like I said, the premise of that's why the trailer looked good. Boosh is like Mark Wahlberg playing a balding psycho guy. Like honestly, it would have been at least maybe somewhat better if he was fat. in a sense, because still Mark Wahlberg. I mean, I've seen the guy with his shirt off Instagram. He's still in better shape than we'll ever fucking be in. But like the thought of her ever overpowering him is like not that she overpowers him in a sense, but like just the way he's kind of like he's enjoying taking her down, like he's taking his time. But also Topher Grace, as much of a pussy as he is, anybody can grab a knife or a gun and get a quick, easy stab, and that's basically what Topher Grace does. Like
Blue Collar, real quick sideways, tangent. What was that? What was that movie we watched? Was it called Cop Shop?
Which one?
The one about Frank Grillo is he's the witness inside a police station.
Yeah,
they have a black female deputy.
Yeah. Well, we haven't watched it yet, but Cop Shop was fun.
I mean, you and I have both watched it though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's called Cop Shop, right? So
a much better movie.
Much better movie. I would say, in fact, go watch that on whatever streaming service or rent it and watch.
We're eventually that'll be on our Losers Lounge eventually. Trust me.
They have a character in that film that is a very unassuming, diabolical, balding hitman, and he is extremely frightening and believable. Yeah, that guy is extremely believable. Now, whether you like
weird.
Now, whether you like the movie or not, I get it. However, if they're looking to have this unassuming, balding hitman guy, that's the way you do it. The way that they did it in Cop Shop. So anyway, I digress.
Okay, guys, we'll get into it. We're killing more time this fucking film deserves. I mean, we'll give it a rating. We'll give it a rating.
Let me just there is a subplot about a crooked person in the U.S. Marshal. We're led to believe it might be her boss, played by Leah Remini, which is basically just a phone voiceover. And nice to see Leah Remini out doing stuff. So that's cool. Spoiler alert: it is not her. And after the initial assassin is taken out, very lackluster type too, very anticlimactic. After that's done, another one comes in, and that's supposed to be the big twist of it. And in hands of a better movie, it could be. I heard another reviewer say it's like if Chat GPT did most of the dialogue for this movie, and I don't disagree. So yeah, it's one of those things where I've also heard people compliment it and say it's like a throwback to great 90s thriller movies. There was a movie called Maximum Risk or something like that. May not be right.
It sounds familiar.
Terminal Risk with Ray Liotta on a plane, with the chick from Dumb and Dumber was in it, and that was done way better. And I'm betting that somebody watched that movie and was like, "Ooh, I have a good idea. Let's put Mark Wahlberg in it. That'll make sense." So, but anyway, go ahead, Blue Collar.
Yeah, that's all I can do. So, guys, I don't want to kill more time. We have to because it's the film. We've already given it more than it deserves. I'm sorry.
Way more.
Like I said, we're gonna rate it. Big shock. What's gonna be rated? We'll talk about 3 minutes of spoilers, and we're getting the fuck out of here because I got better shit to do. So I'll let you go first, buddy.
I mean, it's bottom shelf for me. Obviously, first movie in 2025 I walked out of. Third movie in my life that I've walked out of the theater on. And
goddamn,
the amount of unbelievability in this movie with the things that are done. I mean, I'm willing to suspend disbelief if the stuff that you're doing, the cop stuff, the military stuff is unbelievable to a certain degree, but the performances are good and the story is good. I will give you a pass. I don't need it to be a documentary. Like this time last year, we reviewed Anyone But You, and that's just a goofball, ridiculous romantic comedy. But on the strength of the two main characters, which again, Blue Collar doesn't agree with me on that, but on the strength of the two main leads, I think it's a charming, cute movie. I mean, this isn't even bottom shelf, man. This is like if it was bottom shelf alcohol and somebody hit you in the face with the bottle. Like, that's how bad this is.
Well, Bush's not that. I mean, like Proctor said, yes. I mean, I will agree because Topher Grace. There's a couple chuckles during the film, but overall, it's just I mean, same thing. I mean, bottom shelf, not a fucking question by me. And as I always say with my Regal app, I didn't pay for it. Had I paid for it, I would have been like, "What the fuck did I just pay for?" And
how much does that Regal app cost every month, Blue Collar?
It's still $24.99 a month. So it's worth every penny.
$24.99 a month, and what do you get with that blue collar?
I get unlimited movies as much as I want. I get free popcorn and free soda, shit like this. So
Man, that sounds like a really, really good deal. I'm gonna rush out right now and go get myself a Regal
you
app.
really should. Yeah. Well, since you I guess we just talk spoilers for 5 minutes. What part did you walk out? Because I finished the entire goddamn movie. So when did you walk out?
I think it was after the reveal of the really cheesy reveal that I want to say he's like the deputy director
Yeah.
of the marshals or whatever,
Okay.
or the Justice Department.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, I've got a lake house. Yeah, I send money to this guy at the lake house.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, stop it.
So the big spoiler is that Topher Grace, because he is a money launderer for the mob, that her boss, I'll try to find a picture again. Her boss is the head of the U.S. Marshals, and because she said over the radio comms where he lives at, Topher Grace, like, oh yeah, I recognize that address. So Topher Grace was funneling like $25,000 a month to her boss, and her boss was a leak and basically in cahoots with Mark Wahlberg to get Topher Grace killed. And that's it. I mean, Mark Wahlberg wakes up two or three times. Towards the ending, what he does is he takes his thumbs, which it's pretty easy. He takes his thumbs and handcuffs. He breaks his one thumb, breaks his second thumb, and takes the handcuffs and starts sliding the handcuff off. Where you see some of his skin kind of peeling off, which is like that part was kind of gritty. And of course, he gets up and he stabs Topher Grace in the ribs and stabs him again like in the chest. And of course, he starts strangling her with the fucking the seatbelt. And I'm like, okay, kill her. So of course, what does Topher Grace do? Gets up and he stabs Mark Wahlberg again. So you're like, and act of desperation, of course. And she pulls a plane up and he goes flying backwards, and they tie him up again. So at the end, he's knocked out yet again. She goes to fucking land the friggin' plane. Mark Wahlberg gets up. She takes her gun out. First, he shoots at her, and he's shooting at her, right? She's hiding behind the fucking seat. He's about like 4 feet from her. He's shooting her. She's ducking the bullets behind the fucking seat. And then the gun, the gun fucking comes. She shoots him about 4 or 5 times, and he's still not fucking dead. And they're like, basically, as she's going fucking to landing the plane runs out of fuel, and a guy like Habib there, where the fuck his name is, Akmar, is telling her, oh, you don't need fuel to land a plane. And she's landing the plane lazily. The plane's bouncing up and down on runway. The fucking door opens. Mark Wahlberg screaming like, ah, and fucking he flies out the fucking the plane. He gets up, and a fucking fire truck smacks right into him, runs his ass over.
I mean, that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah,
Not
so yeah,
gonna lie.
the flare gun shot. Yeah, she shoots him with a fucking flare gun. Of course,
I mean, if they had somehow had like good vibrations playing, like when that happened, that might have been cool.
Yeah,
or something like that. But
I mean, I don't know. Toxic would know this. I'm not a handcuff expert. How that helps out, but sure, I don't know. But
also, they had multiple opportunities, especially once she realized that she could actually land the plane.
Yeah,
and she has her, and like, why not just put one in the back of his brain pan?
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna say anything and then roll his ass out the side?
Yeah. But and especially it's like Mark Wahlberg's character, he's just the most incompetent hitman, because at one point they give a fucking phone call. Oh, the pilot, we found the actual pilot's body. His eyes were cut out, and his fingers were missing, and like he took his time. Mark Wahlberg's are smiling like he's some kind of sadistic good hitman. Every time you broke free, because first he breaks free, he cuts it, breaks free, tie him up again, breaks his fucking thumbs, he breaks free again. You had 4 opportunities to kill this chick, and like you can't kill a 110-pound woman and Topher Grace's bitch ass. Like, it's, oh man, it's just your incompetence level is, and it's like not even that she's a girl boss, it's just that he's so fucking stupid and worthless as a hitman. That's the only reason she lives for. And yeah, but that's a spoiler. So yeah, spoilers, of course. So her and Topher Grace live happily ever after, and Mark Wahlberg's dead, hit by a fucking fire truck. And remember, as she's talking to fucking Akmer or Habib or some shit. Topher Grace is being wheeled into the ambulance, and she sees a mysterious looking bald guy that's like Arabian or something. He's on his cell phone, and she rushes to the fucking back of the ambulance, and he's choking Topher Grace with a fucking bag. Shoots this guy twice, and guess what? On the guy's phone is her boss. And she's like, "Hey, I've got you now, boss."
Yeah, because the mob would really be paying you a chief U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so her U.S. Marshal boss was on the phone as Topher Grace was being choked with the bag, and so she kills him. And yeah, that's That's about it. Like, boy, the fact that Mel Gibson directed this film bothers me. Jesus Christ. And like people said in chat, Procto or Boosh, everybody, maybe a couple lines were chuckling. The premise, and that's why the trail looked good, Boosh, was Mark Wahlberg being a sadistic, balding fucking serial killer. Man, he could have did so much with this, but the guy is just like, I mean, he's so incompetent. It's almost like so embarrassing to watch. But
Yeah.
I mean,
If you like rapey Wahlberg, bald rapey Wahlberg, then yeah, you'll have a good time. But
yeah. But just
if you have any kind of interest in story or relevance, I mean, listen, January is the toilet bowl of cinema. Let's just call it what it is. Like there might be something that breaks through, but I mean, in my mind, I can only remember one great movie ever coming out in January, and that was From Dusk Till Dawn. So
we just came off fucking Den of Thieves too. To this,
yeah, Den of Thieves 2 was bad, but you know what? Den of Thieves 2 is like heat compared to this movie. Like this movie's bad.
True, yeah.
Listen, it takes a lot for Toxic to walk out of a movie.
Also, Wolfman.
Yeah, Wolfman was bad. Like 2025 is like not good, man. We might have to do at the end of the year when we go into 2026.
Yeah.
We might have to have like the top 10 worst things instead of, because usually we go by the number of what the year is, top 3 of 2023, top 4 of 2024. We might have to go top 10 because, man, we are not doing good. I don't know if this is like residual effect from the writer and actor SGA strike or whatever they call it, the SAG strike. I don't know if this is fallout from that, but this is bad. I mean, it's not like the transgender musical bad, but I mean, this is bad. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you.
And just think, guys, because we're about to wrap this up. What's coming soon, Lord Toxic? Well, coming soon is Captain America. I'm looking so forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking bird.
I mean, what else? Oh Christ, what you look forward to right now? My poor app is just like shaking, like, dude, you're fucked.
I mean, in the summertime, I think, or close to the summer, I actually believe that the Thunderbolts might be a good movie, but
possible.
Beyond that, I'm not looking forward to a lot of stuff out in the theater this year, and that's really sad because I've really liked going back to the cinema, you know, and I really enjoy the movies. So does Blue Collar, so does Lance from Outcast Creative. We all really enjoy, you know, being at the theater. We like the whole experience of it. That's why we do this. But you know, if this is the dreck that's going to be coming out this year, then, you know, I don't know, man. I might have to just keep it on streaming services. You know what I mean?
My poor Regal app is I'm trying to get a reason to keep my fucking Regal app right now.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
we're just kidding. By the way, we're just kidding, Regal app. We're totally going to keep you because we want you to be our sponsor. Like,
I mean, like,
totally worth it.
Captain America. I mean, the reason they're drowning the marketing with Red Hulk. He probably has fucking 5 minutes or 6 minutes of airtime because that's all people want to see is Red Hulk because there's nothing else worth watching. But
why do you want to see Red Hulk when Green Hulk has been turned into a cuck in the last several outings?
It's like they have, like, you know, Hellraiser re-release or something, or like, okay, maybe Paddington's good for kids, a Paddington movie, but like nothing. I'm not sure when we'll be doing next.
The only thing that I've seen of quality recently was a freaking 40-year-old movie from my childhood re-released into the theater, The Goonies, having its 40-year anniversary. Like, that is the only thing that I have enjoyed at the theater, aside from Nosferatu, but that was technically 2024. So,
yeah. Definitely. So guys, I'm not sure when our next low bar review will be because I'm not sure what the fuck are we talking about, but we'll do some Loose Lounge coming up, and yeah, so this is a half hour more than this fucking film deserves, guys. It's like I'm not even sure if, like, this is, like you said, you and me have watched like Madam Web, which is funny bad, and there's definitely films that can be terrible we can make fun of and have a good time, but this was, like, the fact that you walked the fuck out, like, that says a lot, man. And
yeah, 3 movies I've walked out in my life, and this is one of the 3. So that's bad,
yeah, guys. Definitely. I mean, just I can't even fucking say watch this drunk for fun, because just like you said, man, guys, go watch Cop Shop. At least Cop Shop is like weird funny, you know, or something. But or watch.
I like Cop Shop. You know. I unabashedly like Cop Shop. I think it's a good movie. So I mean, whatever. Now, I think that movie is what is a good throwback 90s like thriller movie. This is not it, man. This is just not it, this film. And it could have been so much better. If this is the best that AI writers can give us, then we're in rough shape, man.
Fuck.
Or good shape, depending on if like me, you are a writer. So maybe if somebody wants to contract me, I honestly on my computer could have shit out a better Word document written script than this garbage.
Yeah, I agree, Procto. Yeah, boys and girls, thanks, guys. Said this is Friday night. We'll figure something else out. I just said I don't. This is in all reality, us just bullshit about Captain America, other stuff. We milk this stream more than there's.
We will find something to keep our audience entertained, folks. We will find something.
Unlike this movie.
Yeah, this ain't it, but we will find something. And if we're not trying to give your weekend a bummer, we're just trying to save you a little bit of money.
I mean, what is out right now worth seeing? Fuck, I can't even talk about it right now.
Nothing.
I mean, they have the reissue of Wicked.
They have a reissue of Anora is out right now.
Yeah, and
so if you want to see Mikey Madison's tits on the big screen, then maybe go see that. That's at least entertaining.
Go watch Nosferatu. Fuck it.
Go watch Nosferatu again, man. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, boys and girls. I eventually will make an outro, but I'll be pressing the end button. And obviously, Boosh, Procto, Nix, Fandad, thanks, guys. And skip this fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
I know. What's that? StreamYard's been messing with us. I'm not sure why, dude.
StreamYard. Sorry about that, guys. StreamYard has really been giving us some problems.
Yeah, but hey, it happens. But it's better late than never. And goddamn Mel Gibson. Oh boy, it's okay. You ready to head out?
Thanks everybody in the stream for letting us shit on this movie.
All right, bye. Hit the end button. God.